Good evening, everybody. This is Ron from RJL 518, welcoming you to another edition of Payoff Pitch 1985. Moving through now into late July. Today's date is July 22nd. We are at Jack Murphy Stadium for tonight's game between the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. Let's take a look at the standings here in the National League. As we can see, the Chicago Cubs have 40 wins. They are 10 wins behind third, behind the Mets, who right now own the third spot, who have a four-game lead over the Cardinals. The Padres, however, are tied with Cincinnati right now for second and are 5 games behind the Dodgers. And the Astros find themselves 5 games behind the Padres for that coveted third spot, which will get you into the playoffs. So every game is important as we move further and further into the season. I think we got a heck of a game tonight. I think we got 2 very good pitchers. So this game should be fun to play here. The Cubs originally won it 5-3. So let's get started. The starting pitcher for the Padres in this game was Dave Dravecky. He was 13-11 with a 2.93 ERA. He gets the call tonight for the Friars. And we'll see how he does here at the Murph. So this should be a fun game. I think we're going to have a good one here. Let's get right to it. Top of the first action. Leading off for the Cubs will be center fielder Bob Dernier. Dravecky is a lefty, and Dernier batted .288 against the lefties in 1985. And let's begin some baseball here. Cubs and the Padres. First pitch on the way. That is a ballpark, and that is a leaner. I'm going to have to re-roll it. That is Suadice. We'll re-roll. So again, that's going to be an in-play 64, and it's a ground ball to third base. And that's taken care of by Bivacqua. That's out number 1. Next up, second baseman Ryne Sandberg. This one of the greatest second basemen ever. Batted .276, 5 homers against the lefties in 85. Dravecky will pitch to Sandberg. And it's a tough 19, and it's a swing. Nope, that's a called strike 3, and it'll go down to the bench. First strikeout for Dravecky, averaged 4.4 per 9. As Sandberg gets called out on strikes. Next up for the Cubbies is left fielder Davey Lopes. Batted .239, 5 homers against the lefties in 85. Cubs 40 wins and 50 losses. Padres 52 and 40. But the Cubs are not done yet. That is an in-play 63, ground ball to second base, picked up there by Royster. He throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cubbies. Bottom of the first coming up. Starting pitcher for the Cubs in this game was Steve Trout. 9-7, 3.39 ERA. He adds 20 to that tough roll, so he is not an easy pitcher to break through. Leading off for the Padres in this game is Jerry Royster. He's at second base. Trout is also a lefty. Royster batted .298 against the lefts. Trout will pitch to Royster. Let's get this underway, and that is an in-play 34. Royster belts a base hit to center, and he will go to first. Leadoff single by Royster. And that will bring up Mr. Padre himself, right fielder Tony Gwynn. Batted .288 against the lefties in 85. Royster on at third. No Strat appearing. So here is a pitch from Trout. And it is a tough 38. And that's going to be a pop out to second base as 20 adds to the tough roll. So instead of an 18, which would have been a base hit, that's a 38 and is a pop out to second. That is out number 1, and that will bring up first baseman Steve Garvey. Garvey batted .297, 9 homers against the lefts. RF joins us here at the Murph, at Jack Murphy Stadium for tonight's game. Royster on it, first pitch from Trout. That's a defense 74. Error check to third. And that's Say. His error rating is a 2. That's a 74, and a 53 will be an error, but that's going to be an out. And it will be a ground ball advance, so the only play that Say can make is to throw to first. Royster will make it to second. That is out number 2. Next up for the Padres, center fielder Kevin McReynolds, future Met. Trout will pitch to McReynolds with 2 outs now. And it is a tough 70. That's going to be a ground ball to second base. Up with it is Sandberg. He tosses it to first to end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Padres. We've got no score at the end of 1. Top of the second coming up. The Cubs will send Keith Moreland to the plate. He is in right field for this game. Batted .315 against the lefties in 85. Pitch from Dravecky, and that is a patient 22, and that's a base on balls. Moreland will trot down to first. Dravecky averaged 2.4 walks per 9. That is the first walk given up by him. Here's first baseman Leon Durham. Durham batted .268 against the lefties. Moreland on it first. 3 on the steel dice and won't be there. Here is the pitch from Dravecky, and that is a tough 38. And that's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Dravecky. That's the first out. Next up is the catcher, Jody Davis. Davis batted .235, 5 homers against lefties in 85. Moreland stays on it first. Pitch coming, and is it in play? 41, and that's a ground ball to the pitcher. Davis's double play rating's a 7. Draveki's a 7. That is a 10. The throw goes to second to get Moreland. They will not get Davis. He will make it to first. That is a fielder's choice with 2 outs. Next batter up is the third baseman, Ron Say, the Penguin. Wah, wah, wah. Say was .221, 7 homers against the lefts. Davis on it first. There's the pitch from Dravecky. And that's also an in-play 49, but that's going to be a ground ball to third, and the throw is going to go to second to get Davis, and that will end it. Nothing for the Cubs except a walk. We go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Friars will be Terry Kennedy, the catcher. Batted .259, 3 homers against the lefties. As we start the bottom of the second. Pitch from Trout. Ballpark 85. That's going to be in play. In play 23 is a single for Kennedy. He hits that into left field. And he will hold it first. Second time in a row that the Friars get the leadoff batter on. Next batter is Carmelo Martinez. He's in left field today. Batted .247, 8 homers against the lefts. Kennedy not a threat to do anything. So here's the pitch from Trout. It is a tough 99, and well, actually it's an 89, and that's going to be a grounder to short. Martinez's double play rating's a 6. Trout's an 8. That is a 4. They're going to turn it. Shortstop to second to first, double play. As Steve Trout does get the twin killing. Up next for the Friars is third baseman Kurt Bavacqua. Another great baseball name. Bavacqua, .253, batted against the lefties in 85. Bob's Tabletop Sports now joins us here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Trout will pitch to Bavacqua. And that is a 6. That's a patient 30. That's a base on balls. Bavacqua will trot down to first. First walk issued by Trout. He averaged 4 of them per 9. Next batter, shortstop Gary Templeton. Batted .254 with a homer in 85 against the lefties. Bavacqua on at first. Trip pitch from Trout. Tough. 83. That's a fly ball to center field. And that will be caught by Dernier. And the inning ends there. No runs for the Padres. They do get a hit. No score at the end of 2. Top of the 3rd inning. Leading off for the Chicago Cubs. And yep, you guessed it. There he is at 39 years of age. Larry Boa. Shortstop for this game, actually. Batted .250. No homers. He gets the call at short for the game. Pitch from Dravecky. And it is a tough 08. And that is a swing and a miss. Strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Dave. Next batter is Steve Trout. He does have his own hitting card in this game. Batted .109 as a pitcher. Dravecky. And that is a tough 71. And that's going to be a fly out to center. Lazy fly out to center. K-Mac takes care of that. Out number 2. And now a chance for Bob Dernier. Dernier 0 for 1. Pitch from Dravecky. That's a tough 0-4. That's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the inning is 1, 2, 3. Strikeout number 4 for Dravecky. Nothing for the Cubs in that one. Dave Dravecky will lead off for the Padres in this game. He batted .116. He has his own hitting card as well. Pitch from Trout. That's a tough 95 with the +20, and that's a fly out to left. Easy play made by Davey Lopes, out number 1. Jerry Royster will come up. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Trout with the pitch, and that is a tough 70, and it will be a grounder to second base. Sandberg has it with no problem. Throws to first, out number 2. Here's Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn. One of the best hitters of the 80s and early 90s. Tony Gwynn was that guy. That was for sure. Got nothing bad to say about him. What a player and what a great guy he is, too. Tony Gwynn will receive the pitch from Trout. And it's a tough 54. It's a ground ball right back to Trout. He's got it. Tosses it over to first. And a 1, 2, 3 inning for the Friars. Good game going on. Kind of like what I expected between these two pitchers of Trout and Dravecky. No score at the end of 3. Top of the 4th. Here is Sandberg. Sandberg is 0 for 1. Pitch from Dravecky, and that is a tough 31. And Sandberg laces a base hit into left field. That's actually going to go all the way to the wall. Sandberg has a leadoff double for the Cubbies. That is the first hit in this game off of Dravecky. A chance now for Davey Lopes. Lopes is 0 for 1. Sandberg on at second. Nobody out here. Pitch from Dravecky. And that's a patient 68. And Lopes rips a base hit. That's a single. It's a ball blooped into right field. Sandberg will go to third and stay there. Runner on second advances one base. So Sandberg holds there at third as he doesn't bring in the run. But the Cubs are in business. And here is Keith Moreland. Moreland definitely a threat. He has home run power, and he can definitely do some damage here. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Padres are going to play the infield normal. They'll play for 2. Here is the pitch. And it is a tough 57. That's going to be a ground ball back to Dravecky. Double play rating 7. Double play rating 7. That is an 8. Davey Lopes has a run rating of 8. He will beat that throw, which means I'll move Lopes over to second. That's my house rule. If the dice rating beats both batter and pitcher, but is equal to or less than the runner on first, which it is, I will move him over to second if he's an 8 or higher, which he is. Moreland is thrown out at first. That is out number 1. Sandberg will score. It's 1-0 Cubs. That is my house rule, which allows a few more runners from first to go to second instead of just an 11 or 12. Here is Leon Durham. Runner still at second, but now 1 out. Dravecky will pitch. And it is a in-play 82. That's a fly ball to center field. And that will be caught by McReynolds. That is out number 2 on an in-play fly out. The runner on second has to stay there. So that is out number 2. A patient or a wheelhouse, I'll give it. He has a chance to go. Here's Jody Davis with 2 outs. Lopes on at second. Pitch from Dravecky. And that's a tough 69. It's a ground ball to second base. Up with it is Royster. Throws to first, and that will end the inning. 1 run for the Cubs on a couple of hits. They lead 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. Yeah, I just felt, Bob, that there weren't enough runners getting from first to second on a ground out. So I made up my own house rule on that for the runner on first. He has to have at least a run rating of 8, which is higher than a 7, and the 7 is usually the normal base running. So an 8 is good enough for me. If he was a 7, and the dice roll was a 7 instead, all right, I would have done a fielder's choice. That's just my house rule for that. As I created a few house rules for runners at second and third as well. Philip Reynolds joins us here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Here's Steve Garvey leading off for the Padres. 1-0 favor of the Cubbies. And Philip Reynolds says, go Cubs. As a Reds fan, I thought you would hate the Cubs. Or do you hate the Padres more? Pitch from Trout. That's a tough 37, and it's a pop out to second base. Out number 1. 20 added to the tough roll. Definitely gets Garvey out. 1 down here is Kevin McReynolds. Trout on it. Trout will pitch to K-Mac. And that's an in-play 55. Let's see. Ground ball to third. Easily played there by Say. The Penguin throws to first, out number 2. Is this the year the Cubs and Padres played for playoffs? No, this is 1985, Phil. That was 1984. Here's Terry Kennedy with 2 outs. Kennedy singled his last time up. He is 1 for 1. Pitch from Trout. Patient 50, and that's a base hit for Kennedy. Kennedy gets his second hit of the game. He will go to first. He's now 2 for 2. Carmelo Martinez will take a swing. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out into a double play last time. 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Trout. And it's a ballpark 0-0. We got a rare play. So I use the rare play charts from Season Ticket Baseball. So let's see what we get here. This is with 2 outs, a runner on first, and that is, let's see, that's the main playbook. So we re-roll. Let's see what we got, a rare play, see what we get here. Black, red, white. And I'm saying red, black, and white. That is a 546. And I'll show you the play. So 546. First base plays, let's see, single to left field. If the left fielder fails a defense check, the batter advances to second base on a fielding error. Okay, so we got a single to left, so we know that's a base hit by Carmelo Martinez. So we know that's a base hit. And Terry Kennedy with a run rating of 6, we know he automatically makes third. Now it's a base hit to left field on a fielding error. The left fielder is Lopes' error rating is a 5. So what I'll do is I'll roll on Jack Murphy Stadium and see what we come up with. I'll draw the card. That's a 75, and that is no error. So Davey Lopes does not make the error out there. Does not make the error. Kennedy goes to third. Martinez holds at first, and we got runners at the corners. And now a chance for Kurt Bavacqua. If it was an error, I would have sent Martinez to second base, and Kennedy would have scored. 2 outs. But now runners at the corners. They talk to Trout for a moment. Now he'll pitch to Bavacqua. Bavacqua walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. And it is a tough 97. He'll get out of it. Fly ball to left field. Lopes makes the catch. Inning over. No runs and a couple of hits for the Padres. Still 1-0 in favor of the Cubbies. That rare play system I'm using is actually from Clay Dreslock's Season Ticket Baseball, which is actually in the beta mode. I feel it gives a lot of good rare play opportunities for payoff pitch, and it's very easy to convert it into payoff pitch. And it said it was a defense check, so I just used a defense check off the ballpark card, which is what you use to check a defense. That's all. There are other ways to use it as well. Ron Say leads off for the Cubs here, top of the 5th. It's downloadable. There's a beta available for it. Doesn't cost anything. Pitch from Dravecky, and I'm going to say that's going to be a ballpark 18. That's wheelhouse for Say. And Say usually should get a hit. That's a wheelhouse 21, and that is a bomb. Kaboom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep, and Ron Say just blasted a home run. Blasted a home run to left field. It is gone. Solo jack by Ron Say off of Dave Dravecky. And that one is out of here. And it's 2-0. Brandon Baker joins us here at Jack Murphy Stadium as he says, go Cubs. 2-0 now in favor of the Cubbies. Here is Larry Boa. Dave Dravecky pitches Say a grapefruit, and Say turns it into fruit salad. Pitch from Dravecky. That's again a ballpark 19, and that is again a wheelhouse. Boa doesn't have any home run power, though, and a 60 is not going to do it. That's just going to be a fly out to right. He pitched Boa a bad pitch, but Boa couldn't do anything with that one. Got way under it. Here's Steve Trout. Trout 0 for 1. As he waddles around the base pads. Wah, 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 wah. Pitch from Dravecky. That's a patient 0-5, and he walks Trout. He walks the pitcher. Something you're not supposed to do. Trout will trot down to first. And here's Bob Dernier. Trout not going anywhere. 1 out. Dravecky will pitch to Dernier. And it's an in-play 10, and that's a base hit for Bob Dernier. It's a single line drive into left field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Trout will hold at second. Here's Ryne Sandberg. Sandberg 1 for 2. He's got a double in this game. They're going to go talk to Dravecky for a moment. 1 out, top of the 5th. Cubs threatening. They already have a run on a homer by Say. Here's the pitch from Dravecky. That's in play again. That's an in-play 24. And Sandberg rips that one into the outfield. It's a hard grounder into right field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Runner on second scores. Trout comes around. He will slide into home. Dernier holds at second. Sandberg has an RBI single. 3-0 Cubs. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Davey Lopes. Still 1 out. Runners at first and second. Cubs doing some damage here. Cubs have a record of 40 wins and 50 losses. They're not out of it, but they got to start playing harder in order to catch into to get up there in the standings. Here's the pitch from Dravecky, and that is a tough 96. Fly ball left field. That'll be caught by Martinez. That's out number 2. And here's Keith Moreland. Cubs originally won this game 5-3. 3-0. Dravecky will now pitch to Moreland. And that is a defense 0-9. That is not going to be good. Error check to short. The ball is hit to Templeton. Error rating is a 3, and that is a definite error. And that is going to be a 2. That's going to be a 2-base error on Templeton. So Dernier will come in to score. Sandberg goes to third, and Moreland goes to second on an error. So I'm going to say it's a ground ball to Templeton, and Templeton throws the ball away. And that is an E6. First error on the Padres. And the run does come in to score. It's now 4-0 Cubs. And Dravecky looks at Templeton saying, man, you know, you could have thrown that a little better. Here's Leon Durham. Runners at second and third. 2 outs here in the bottom, in the top of the 5th. Cubs doing damage. Here's Leon through the legs. Durham pitched from Dravecky, and that's an in-play 73. It's a ground ball to shortstop. This time, Templeton makes the play, throws to first, and that will end the inning. 3 runs for the Cubs on 3 hits, 1 error, and a big jack by Ron Say. Bottom of the 5th coming up, 4-0 in favor of the Cubbies. Jay Wallace joins us here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Welcome, sir. Good to have you here for a nice evening game here of Payoff Pitch Baseball. Gary Templeton will lead it off against Trout. Cubs leading 4-0. We'll see if the Padres can come back. Pitch from Trout, and that is a tough 97. Fly ball left field, out number 1. Dave Dravecky is due to bat, and although he can go 7 innings, Dravecky's going to come out, and that's going to do it for him. So the Padres are going to go to the bench in the pen a little early. So we bring out the most at bats against a left-handed pitcher, and for the Padres, and that will be Greg Nettles. Nettles is usually a starter, but he did not get the start today. So here's Greg Nettles against Steve Trout, bottom of the 5th, 1 out. Pitch from Trout, and that is an in-play 68. Ground ball to short. Up with it easily is Boa. Throws to first, out number 2. And a chance now for Jerry Royster. 2 outs. Trout going. His fatigue inning is a 5, so it doesn't go that far normally, okay, but he's got a shutout going, so he is just fine. Pitch to Royster, and that's a tough 53, and it's a ground ball to third. Up with it is Say. Throws to first. 1-2-3 inning for Trout. Still 4-0 after 5. We go to the top of the 6th. Got 3-2 righties and a switch coming up. So I think the Padres will bring out a right-handed pitcher. And that is going to be, they're down by 4. They'll go ahead. They'll bring out Tim Stoddard. Stoddard 1-6, 4.65 ERA. He will pitch to Jody Davis. Can someone get this dang San Diego chicken out of here? It's mess. I love it. Sorry, Brandon, you got to deal with them yourself, I'm afraid. As we flip the deck for the fact cards, and we'll start the top of the 6th. Stoddard will pitch to Davis. And he starts off with a tough 45, and he's against a right-hander, and that is a grounder to first base. That's taken care of by Garvey, out number 1. Here's Ron Say. He gets a few boos here at the Murph. Hit the home run the last time up. He's 1 for 2. Stoddard will pitch. And it's again a tough 0-4. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He gets Say on a low fastball. And now Larry Boa. Boa 0 for 2. Pitch from Stoddard. That's a patient 77. Fly ball center field. And that'll get caught by K-Mac. And it's a 1-2-3 for Stoddard. Not too bad. Nothing there for the Cubs, but they still lead 4-0. Bottom of the 6th. Here's Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn, one of the best hitters ever. Gwynn, however, is 0 for 2. Steve Trout doing a good job. He's scattered 4 hits. Pitch from Trout. That's a patient 49, and he won't get Gwynn out this time. That's a base hit. It's a single to right, and Gwynn will hold it first. Can the Padres put something together in this game? Here's Steve Garvey. Garvey's 0 for 2. Gwynn is not stealing. All steals, bunts, and all that stuff are caught off. 4 runs is the deficit I use. Gwynn on it first. Trout will pitch to Garvey. And it's a tough 84, but it doesn't go to 104, so it's a tough 84. That's a ground ball to short. Garvey's double play rating's an 8. Trout's an 8. That is a 10. No double play, but Gwynn with a run rating of 7 is thrown out at second. That's out number 1. Fielder's choice. Here's Kevin McReynolds. Garvey on at first now with one out. Fans here at the Murph hoping the Padres can do something. Pitch from Trout. And that's going to be a patient 14. That's a base on balls. Kevin McReynolds will trot down to first. That is a walk. And that is walk number 2 by Trout. And now a chance for Terry Kennedy. Kennedy is 2 for 2, 2 singles. If the Padres want to get back in this game, they got to get some runs in. Garvey on at second. McReynolds at first. One out. Trout will pitch. And it is a tough 63. And it is a ground ball to third. Kennedy's double play rating's 9. Trout is an 8. That is a 10. It's a ground ball to third. Garvey's run rating is a 5. That is going to be a fielder's choice. Garvey, the throw is going to go to, let's see here. McReynolds has a faster run rating. Garvey's going to be tagged out at third, and the runners are first and second. That's out number 2. Normally it'd be a throw to second base, but in this case, if the ball is hit to third base, I usually make a choice on that. 2 outs. Since McReynolds had the faster run rating, he takes the out. He tags the bag at third base. So runners at first and second now for Carmelo Martinez. 2 down. Now it's up to Martinez. Can he get a big hit on Trout? Trout has been nasty today. Here's the pitch. That's a tough 57. He'll get out of it. Fly ball right field on the way to Moreland. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit. And it's still 4-0 at the end of 6. As the Padres cannot figure Trout out at all. We go to the top of the 7th. Steve Trout is due to bat. Let's see. His fatigue inning he's got 5 fatigue innings as a starter. How does Steve Trout have a fatigue rating of 5, and yet he's got 3 complete games? I would think his fatigue inning would be a 7 with that. Sometimes Joe Bryant's ratings are a little bit weird. Trout's pitching a shutout. I'm going to keep him out there. So Steve Trout is going to bat. He's pitching a shutout. I'll leave him out there for the Cubs. Stoddard will pitch. And it is a tough 28. And, of course, that is a steer strikeout. Stoddard gets Trout on strikes easily. And here's Bob Dernier. Dernier is 1 for 3. Stoddard's pitch to Dernier. Patient 93, and it's a ground ball to short. Up with it will be Templeton. Throws to first, out number 2. Here's Sandberg. Sandberg having a good game, 2 for 3, a double and a single. Stoddard trying to get through this. He's due to bat. He is due to bat third. Here's the pitch. That's a tough 07. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Nice job by Stoddard. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. So sing your take me out to the ball game. Cubs lead 4-0. 7th inning stretch. I will be right back. What have we got coming up tomorrow for New Year's Eve? Well, I do have a game scheduled for Inside Pitch tomorrow. The Detroit Inside Pitch one and gone, 1995. The Detroit Tigers take on the California Angels tomorrow. It will be David Wells taking on Chuck Finley. That's the matchup I have. I'm going to do a little fall classic again tonight. Mets and the Phillies, 1986. I'll do another fall classic test game later tonight. As far as payoff pitch tomorrow, there will not be a game tomorrow. It's New Year's Eve. I will not stream tomorrow night. I could be streaming with some other chat players, with other chatters, so be on the lookout for that. So there will be no payoff pitch game tomorrow night. I will return on New Year, on the day after New Year's, and payoff pitch will have Oakland taking on the Boston Red Sox, and that is a big American League matchup. So that is what I've got scheduled, okay, for tomorrow, for New Year's Day, and for New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day I'm not streaming at all. New Year's Day I'm taking the day off completely. So nothing from me on New Year's Day. I got to watch college football and Doctor Who. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Steve Trout will pitch. Tim Stoddard is automatically coming out for the Padres. Kurt Bavacqua leads off. He is 0 for 2. Bob is like me, a veteran. Okay. Thank you for your service there, Bob. I'm ex-Navy. So Kurt Bavacqua will go up against Trout. And that is a ballpark 25. That is wheelhouse for Bavacqua. He does have a little home run power, and he got it. Kaboom! The ball is hit high. It is deep, and that ball is hit deep to center field. Dernier's going to go back and just watch it go over his head and over the wall. Padres on the board. Solo home run by Bavacqua. Kurt Bavacqua gets the Padres on the board. It's 4-1. Solo Jack. Steve Trout pitched Bavacqua meatball, and he turned it into lasagna. Here's Gary Templeton. He is 0 for 2. Salvador America joins us here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Templeton will bat against Trout, now 4-1 after the Bavacqua home run. Pitch from Trout. Patient 72. Ground ball to second base. Sandberg will throw to first, out number 1. Pinch hitter coming up for the pitcher. Most at bats against the lefty, and let's see who that's going to be, and it will be Bruce Bochy at 73 at bats against left-handed pitching. Bruce Bochy, Hall of Fame manager, or should be one, should be a Hall of Fame manager for all the times he brought the Giants to World Series titles. So Bruce Bochy is a Hall of Fame manager. He batted .274 against lefties, so he gets the call here against Trout. Oh, Tim Pepper, no. Oh, no. Welcome to Jack Murphy Stadium, Tim. You do what you got to do to get better. You do what you got to do to get better. Here's the pitch to Bochy, and that is a patient 73. Ground ball to second base. Up with it is Sandberg. He'll throw to first, out number 2. Top of the order for the Friars. Here's Royster. Pitch coming from Trout. And it's a tough 78 fly ball center field. That's going to get caught by Dernier, and it's a 1-2, and Trout gives up a home run, but after that, he gets out of it. Padres get 1 run on 1 home run by Kurt Bavacqua at the end of 7, 4-1 Cubs. So you're going to be off work now for 10 days. They're hoping it's going to be mild. You better show up, and after 10 days, Tim, you better show up to a game. All right? That's all I got to say. Just show up. That's all you got to do. Show up. Top of the 8th inning, Davey Lopes will lead off for the Cubs. Let's see. Padres need a pitcher, obviously. Got 2 righties. I think the Padres will bring out a right-hander. And they're going to go with Roy Lee Jackson, 2-3, 2.70 ERA. He'll pitch to Lopes. Jackson short relief. Top of the 8th inning. Let's see what Lopes has got. You better be. That's all I got to say, Tim. Here's the pitch from Jackson. And that is a patient 0-4. It's a base on balls. Lopes will trot down to first. So out comes Roy Lee Jackson and walks Lopes. And here's Keith Moreland. Lopes, a 6A steal rating. Let's see. You know what? Yeah, he's going to steal. He's got an A rating, and this is the first. Is that the first time he's on base? No. So it's just a 6. Lopes is going to steal. Lopes has got a steal. He's a steal rating of A, and Kennedy's arm is a 3. So it is an excellent chance to steal, but he's got to get the jump, which he should, which he might not, because Roy Lee Jackson. Well, actually, Roy Lee Jackson has a 10 for a hold. So he probably will get the jump. He probably will get the jump. A 10 or a lower, Lopes goes. And that is a 9. There he goes. The throw down to second base. Safe with no problem. David Lopes steals second base. Stolen base for Davey Lopes. And now Moreland will pitch. Will hit now with a runner on second. Nobody out still here in the top of the 8th. Davey Lopes steals second base. Here's the pitch from Jackson. And it is a tough 49. And it's a pop out to short. That's out number 1. Lopes has to hold it first. Here's Leon Durham. One out. Here's the pitch. Jackson pitches. Tough. 99. Fly out to right. Doesn't get any easier than that. And Lopes will stay at second base. That's out number 2. Here's Jody Davis. Davis is 0 for 3. Roy Lee Jackson trying to keep it a 4-1 game. The pitch to Davis. And that's a tough 0-8, and that's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. So a leadoff walk, a stolen base, but the Cubs get nothing out of it. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 4-1 in favor of the Cubbies. Bottom of the 8th, Tony Gwynn is the leadoff batter for the Padres. Trout has a fatigue inning of 5. We're in the 8th, but he does not fatigue unless he gives up 3 runs. They're going to leave Trout out there. He's only given up 1 run, so let's see how long he can go. But the Cub bullpen is ready if necessary. Trout will pitch to Gwynn. Gwynn's 1 for 3. Pitch from Trout. Patient 36. It's a walk. And Tony Gwynn gets the base on balls. The leadoff runner is on. And here is Steve Garvey. Gwynn not stealing, And Garvey not bunting or anything like that. Trout is due to bat third in the ninth inning. They're going to see if he can hold out. Steve Trout dealing. Here it comes. And it is a patient 0-2. And now he walks Garvey. Trout is now not getting those tough rolls. And he's got thrown 2 patients. And now the Padres are in business with 2 walks. And that's going to do it for Trout. Kevin McReynolds is the batter. Trout is going to come out. And the Cubs will go to the pen. The Cub bullpen is garbage. I hate to say it, but the Cubs bullpen is garbage. Out to come out to pitch is going to be Lee Smith, and we're going to have a double switch. Lee Smith is going to come out to pitch, and let's see, he will take over. He will take over in Jody Davis's spot. Because Lee Smith is due to bat third. So he'll take over in Jody Davis's spot. So which means Smith will now bat, he will now bat 6th at catcher. Steve Lake will take over at catcher, and he will bat 9th. So we do a little bit of a double switch here. So Lee Smith was going to try to get 6 outs. He's got a pitch to Kevin McReynolds. Steve Lake will now bat 9th, and Lee Smith will take over at the 6th spot. Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Runners at first and second. Smith the batter. The pitch to McReynolds. That's a patient 77. And let's see. Fly ball center field. Dernier is going to get to it. That is out number 1. Gwynn's run rating is a 7. The center fielder is Dernier. His arm rating is a 6. I'm not going to send Gwynn. He'll stay at second base. 1 out. You need base runners. If you get thrown out at third, that hurts. So Gwynn will not go. On a patient, he has an automatic opportunity if he wants to take it. And here's Terry Kennedy now with 1 out. Kennedy is 2 for 3. So Lee Smith gets McReynolds to fly out. Runner still at first and second. Here's the pitch from Smith. And that is a tough 25. And that is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Kennedy goes down. That's out number 2. Next batter is Carmelo Martinez. He will bat. Martinez is 1 for 3. 2 outs now. Gwynn on its second. Garvey at first. Lee Smith pitching for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. And that is a patient 0-1, and it's a base on balls. And a patient 0-1 means Lee Smith threw 4 wide ones. And the bases are loaded. 3 walks, bases loaded, and the batter is Kurt Bavacqua. And I'm going to see if I can pinch hit him. He only bats .213 against rights, but I still have to go by most at bats. And let's see if it's worth doing that. And the answer is yes. Kurt Bavacqua is at third base. So pinch hitting for Bavacqua and coming on to pinch hit as well and take over at third will be Tim Flannery. Flannery has 347 at-bats against rights. He can bat. Tim Flannery a chance here against Lee Smith. He bats 294 against right-handers. This is a huge at-bat right now for the Padres. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Flannery will take over at third. Here's the pitch from Smith. And it's a tough 31. It's a wild pitch. Lee Smith throws a wild one. Gwynn will come in to score. Runners will advance. 1 base. 4-2. I've been having issues with having a wild pitch and then keeping the actual roll. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to roll again from now on a wild pitch. Runners at second and third. A wild pitch. Lee Smith will pitch to Flannery. Tying run now in scoring position. Pitch from Smith. And that is a tough 99 fly ball right field. Moreland will get to that, and he will make the catch, and the inning is over. 1 run on no hits, 3 walks, 4-2 Cubs. I've decided I will no longer keep the original roll after a wild pitch. I will re-roll it. Joe Bryan says you're supposed to keep the original roll. I have now an issue with that. So now I'm going to re-roll the pitch. It makes sense because you can never have 2 wild pitches in a row. We go to the top of the 9th, 4-2 Cubs as Lee Smith gets out of the jam. Ron Say will lead off against Roy Lee Jackson. And I want to put something in there to remind me that the pitcher is here now, so I'll just do that. Not a big deal. So Roy Lee Jackson will pitch to Say. This is Jackson's second inning. He can pitch. Top of the 9th, 4-2. Pitch from Jackson. That's a patient 85. It's a ground ball to short. Up with it is going to be Templeton. Throws to first. Out number 1. Here's Larry Boa. Jackson will pitch it here. And that is a 9. That is a ballpark 91. That's in play. Boa, 12, gets a base hit for Jackson. And that is a single for Boa. That's Boa's first hit of the game. And coming up to bat is the catcher, Steve Lake, who came in for Jody Davis so that Lee Smith can pitch 2 innings. Larry Boa on it first. Lake is the batter. 1 out. Jackson will pitch. And that is a patient 0-2. Base on balls. Steve Lake has a good eye and avoids it. He gets a walk. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The batter is Bob Dernier. They're going to go talk to Jackson. He's actually one of their better relievers. They're going to keep him out there. See if he can do the job. 1 out. 4-2 Cubs. Jackson will pitch to Dernier. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 23. Base hit. Bob Dernier. It is a single. It's a grounder up the middle to center field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Runner on second advances one base. So Boa has to hold at third. And the bases are juiced for Ryne Sandberg. It is Rhino time. Time for Rhino. Bases loaded. I'm thinking, can I do anything for the Padres with a pitcher? I really don't think so. Maybe I can. Jackson's going to come out of the game. And coming on to pitch for the Padres is going to be Rich Gossage. He's the closer, 5-3, 1.82 ERA. And his job is very simple. Keep it a 4-2 game. Padres will call the infield in. Sandberg is at third. Bases loaded. Sandberg, of course, you know, has very good home run power against the righties. Gossage will pitch to Sandberg. 1 out. Infield in. Here it comes. And that is a tough 72. It's a ground ball to second base. It's an 11 on the dice. And it's going to be a play at the plate. We'll re-roll. Play at the plate on play at home. Let's see what we got. That is an 8. Larry Bowa's run rating is a 7. That 8 is going to be higher. That 8 is going to be higher. The throw is from second. The throw home. Boa is out. Boa is out at the plate. And the runners advance one base. And 11 is a play at the plate on an infield in. Now 2 outs. The batter now is Davey Lopes. Now 2 outs. Infield goes back to normal. Gossage pitching to Lopes. Fans here at Jack Murphy hoping it can just get out of the inning and give the Padres a chance. Here's the pitch from Gossage. It's a tough 0-1 swing and a miss, struck him out. Gossage gets the Padres out of the jam. And the inning is over. No runs. 2 hits for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 4-2 Padres. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Ray Price joins us here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Leading off for the Padres will be Gary Templeton. Lee Smith has one job: close the game and get the save. Gossage is going to come out because he is due to bat second, so the Padres will have to go to the bench, but they can use anybody in the 9th inning. Gary Templeton, he bats .295 against righties. He will hit. Bottom of the 9th. Fans here at the Murph want to see some 9th inning magic. Pitch from Smith. Tough 10. Struck him out. Called strike 3 on Gary Templeton. He is not happy. He says that ball was outside. And the umpire says, no, you're outside. You're also out. Go take a seat. We'll see a pinch hit on a pinch hitter. And I can use the best average, which is really not much. Pinch hitting for the Padres will be Jerry Davis. Bats .231 against right-handers. He's the best batter I have on the bench against righties. So here's Jerry Davis against Lee Smith. 1 out. Here's the pitch. And it is a tough 0-5. And that, of course, is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Smith is throwing some high-octane gas. And the last chance for the Padres is Jerry Royster. He bats .235 against rights. He will bat. Nobody better on the bench. Lee Smith against Royster. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Can the Padres keep the game alive? It is a ballpark 50. Royster, that is in the wheelhouse. Royster 60. Base hit for Royster. He keeps it alive. It's a single. With 2 outs, Jerry Royster hits a base hit on a wheelhouse ballpark wheelhouse, I should say, and that is a single for Royster. And the tying run coming to the plate in Tony Gwynn. Fans on their feet, they think Gwynn could do it. He's got power to tie it, and he's going one hell of a batter. Lee Smith bearing down. He'll pitch to Gwynn. Gwynn, of course, will bat. Royster on it first. Gwynn the tying run. What? Did you expect a 1-2-3 inning here at RJL 518? Lee Smith littering, ready to go. 2 men out. Royster on first. Here's the pitch. And that is a tough 87. It's a fly ball center field. Bob Dernier gets under it, taps his glove, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. Cubs knock out the Padres 4-2 tonight. No runs and a hit for San Diego. Final line score coming up. And, of course, 10-minute ticker. Don't go away. For the Cubs, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Padres, 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Dave Dravecky, Mike Trout picks up the win. Dave Dravecky the loss, and Smith will come in and get the save. As the Cubs get a big win on the Padres today and get a little bit closer to third in the National League East. Timeout, 10-minute ticker coming up. Don't go away. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's game. Remember, I am going to do Inside Pitch tomorrow. I may do another game somewhere in the afternoon. Anthony at Bleacher Bums Gaming just did a Yankees 1921 game. And remember, he and I are co-opting the 1921 payoff pitch season. So he's doing the Yankees and Babe Ruth. I'm doing Rogers, Hornsby, and the Cardinals. I haven't played a game from there in a long time from him. So I probably might do a payoff pitch game and maybe one more. Because tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I will not stream at night, except I might be doing something else with someone. And New Year's Day, I am not streaming at all. Taking New Year's Day off. Got college football to watch. Cubs beat the Padres 4-2. Let's see how the rest of the league goes. Oakland at Boston. We have that game next. Okay, on Salvador America, your Boston Red Sox will be up on January 2nd. We have them playing Oakland, so don't miss that game, Salvador. Don't miss it. That's a 7. The Red Sox do win the game, though, 6-5 here. Red Sox come away with the win. Detroit at the White Sox. Tigers win 3-0. New York Yankees at Kansas City. That's a 5. Yankees win 7-1. California, Milwaukee, that's a 7, a win for the Halos, 6-5 on the Brewers. That's a 9 for Baltimore, and that's actually a win for the Twins. Twins beat Baltimore 8-1. Cleveland at Texas, that's a 10. Rangers win it 4-0. Seattle at Toronto, that's a 6. Blue Jays win that game 5-0. The Mariners are actually pretty good. Pittsburgh at the Dodgers. That's a 7, a win for the Bums, 6-3. Atlanta taking on Montreal. That's an 11, a win for the Expos, 7-2. Cincinnati at my New York Mets. It's a 4. Reds come away with the win, 5-0 on my Mets. Houston at Philadelphia. That's a 5. Astros win 9-0. St. Louis at San Francisco, that's an 8. Cardinals get the win 9-5. We now go to July 23rd. Oakland at Boston. That's a 6. The A's get that win 8-4. Detroit at Chicago White Sox. That's an 8. White Sox win 7-0. New York Yankees at Kansas City. Yankees continue to play Yankee baseball 9-8 over the Royals. California at Milwaukee. That's a 9. Brewers win 6-1. Baltimore at Minnesota. Baltimore wins 4-1. Cleveland at Texas. That's a 9. Rangers get an 8-6 win. Seattle at Toronto. That's a 4. Mariners take that win 4-2. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles. That's an 8. Dodgers continue to dominate 3-0. Atlanta at Montreal. That's a 4. Win for the Braves 4-1. Cincinnati at my New York Mets. And it's a win for the Mets. And this one belongs to the Mets. That's an 8-0 win for the New York Mets. Houston taking on Philadelphia. That's a 6, a win for the Astros 2-1. So Houston wins 2 games on Philly. I know for a fact Steeler fan will be happy. Chicago Cubs taking on San Diego. Do the Padres get some revenge? Yes, they do. 8-1 on the Cubs. St. Louis at San Francisco. Cardinals win again, 6-3 as St. Louis tries to make a push. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always, well, next year. Because that's when we're going to play again. That's when we do this. On January 2nd, I'll come back with Payoff Pitch. No Payoff Pitch tomorrow and no streaming on New Year's Day at all. Yes, we have a Reds game coming up. It is the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Montreal Expos on July 26th. So, yes, you do see that, and I know you will not miss it. At least I hope not. May do a little fall classic later, so be prepared. I'm still learning the rules, so we'll see how that game goes. Bob, Tabletop Sports, Jay Wallace, Brandon Baker, Salvador America, Ray Price, Tim Pepper. Let's see here. Let's see. Who am I missing here? Let me get there. Let me get here. Philip Reynolds, RF. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Yes, I am still doing One and Gone tomorrow. It will be the Detroit Tigers taking on the California Angels. It is game 3 of the 1995 One and Gone. I will still do that game. So join us for then tomorrow. And we'll see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, and stay strong. It is the Cubs over the Padres tonight, 4-2. Take care, everyone. See you later.